Welcome to the Greener Gifting Gang podcast, the show that delves into the reasons we love to choose, wrap, and share gifts with each other. Hi, I'm your host, Eve Kale, founder of Gift Wrapped by Eve, and I'm on a mission to help you experience the joy of gift giving while also considering the planet. Each episode, I'll be sharing ideas or interviewing guests who will help inspire your choice of gifts and how you present them. Whether that's for your own gifts or products you create or sell in your small business, we'll help you consider how to make small changes that can help your gifting be a little greener. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Greener Gifting Gang. This session is with a lovely guest again. I'm really excited to be chatting to Amy Hudson today. And yeah, we've just been having a chat before we started recording about wrapping and being eco-friendly or not. And I think this is going to be a great conversation because the whole thing about this podcast is it's not about being perfect. So before we get started, can you just introduce yourself to the listeners, please?
Yeah, I can indeed. Thank you for having me. Yes, so my name is Amy Hudson. As you've just mentioned, I'm with Scentsy. So for anyone who doesn't know what Scentsy is, we're a home fragrance company and does a network marketing company. So I've been with them for 4 years now, and it must be good because it's kept me entertained for that amount of time. Don't I normally get sidetracked and go off and do other different things, but this has kept me very much entertained alongside my kids, which obviously I have to keep. so so yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Brilliant. So you do Scentsy alongside looking after your family? Do you have work as well that you do, or is this your main business?
All of the above. So yeah, I've got two kids, age 7, soon to be 8 and 5. Toby's my youngest, and he also is autistic as well. So we are learning a lot as we go. I do have a part-time job. So I used to work full-time in recruitment actually, up until a couple of years ago, and then I decided to go part-time. And I've joked recently that I'm that kind of half self-employed person that can't seem to hold a job down for longer than like 8 months now. I'm flitting between
Yeah.
jobs, but currently in a part-time sales role. Obviously, I do Scentsy as well, and then I currently also run a sisterhood franchise, so a women like a women business networking group as well. So yeah, quite busy, but I think that's the kind of ADHD brain of me. Of I like to be busy. So
Yeah.
yeah, spinning a lot of plates. Is that the phrase?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that though. So many things with so many crossovers as well that
Exactly.
help each other. So
Yeah.
that's great to hear. Thank you for sharing that with us. So Scentsy, I've not personally used anything from Scentsy. So tell us a bit more about it. And yeah, because I guess that those kind of products are often bought as gifts.
They most definitely are. Yeah, a lot of what I do is for gifting. So I guess the reason I joined Sensei was I was moving from private sector recruitment to public sector. Obviously, moving into public sector, there's no commission. There's other perks, obviously, but there's no commission. So I was like, oh, I'm probably going to need something just to bring a little bit of extra money in. And at the time, it was Body Shop at Home was one of my options, or Scentsy. And my husband, he blinking loves a candle, or he loved a candle. He loves home fragrance. So I thought, I've never really heard of it. It might be quite a good thing to get into. So off I went, clicked the join button. I'd never seen, smelt, held a product before I joined. Yeah, I'm that person. Yeah, that's my
Okay.
impulsivity there.
Yeah.
Um, and I just love it. I love it just as much now as I did then. And one of the big selling points at the time with Scentsy was we have warmers, so everything's used with electricity, but usually fairly low voltage bulbs, so they're fairly energy kind of efficient. But the bulbs and the heat from the bulbs melt your wax, and then your fragrance is released that way. So there's no naked flames. So given obviously I've mentioned about Toby, he's got not a great sense of danger. So
Yeah.
if I'd have had candles and naked flames in my house probably would have burnt down several times by now, just with how it is
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
young kids and that kind of stuff. So I love the safety aspect of it. And yeah, so the company's American, but they operate out of America, but obviously in the UK, Europe, Mexico, Australia. So we're kind of worldwide as well. I say the community is just brilliant. Yeah, the whole thing's just great. My house smells amazing. And there's so many different products that you can have. And so we have like the waxes and the warmers, but we have fragrance flowers, which are a really big gift idea. So they're like your sticky reed diffuser things, but with a handmade paper flower instead. So they soak up the oil and diffuse the oil that way. Yeah, they're beautiful. And they've come a long way since even in just 4 years. So we've got like colour changing ones and different flower styles now. And yeah, they're possibly one of my biggest sellers in terms of general for my customers, but also for gifting because they're just such a nice little gift to give to somebody.
Yeah, definitely. So do you find that your customers, that your big fans, the fans of Scentsy, do they tend to buy them as gifts for other people because they want to kind of share what they've discovered?
Yeah, absolutely. So they have them for themselves, obviously, and then yeah, they're a good gift. And sometimes, Scentsy, like at the moment, we've got a lot of items in our clearance. So we've got some warmers that are like massively slashed in price. So I've had a lot of people say, "Oh, I've got somebody's birthday coming up in a couple of months, or Mother's Day, obviously, depending on when this goes out, but Mother's
Yeah.
Day, Easter, when we have like different collections throughout the year. So we've got like a cute warmer at the moment for Easter, which has got like a bunny's bum poking out at the top of it, like he's disappeared into it.
Okay.
So yeah, there's I think people get into it themselves and then yeah, want to share the love and spread it that way as well.
So it sounds like something that if you like it, then people tend to maybe collect. They're very collectible.
I would say so. Yeah,
Yeah.
we collaborate with Disney as well. So we've got an actual Sensei have a license with Disney. Yeah, so I have a lot of Disney fans as well who will collect like there's a new castle warmer coming, for example. We have different Disney themes throughout as well. So yeah, it's the other good thing is the warmers come with a lifetime manufacturer's guarantee. So if like the fuse broke or something like that, Scentsy would actually replace it for you for free. Yeah, so it's one of those gifts you can give knowing that should something happen,
Yeah.
obviously if a football goes into it and it smashes, I can't help you there, but
No.
if something actually happened
Yeah.
with the warmer itself, that we
Yeah.
could get you a new one for no cost as well.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, peace of mind.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yes, I can see that. Like, we haven't really covered this before on the podcast, actually, about how like collecting things can be like a source of people gifting you things, over and over again, can't it?
Yeah,
I
that's
can
it.
really see that. Yeah, if you're really into that kind of into the fragrance, but also into the fact that you like it sounds like people would maybe change the ones that they're using depending on the season or
Can do, yeah. So it's I guess it's two prongs to that, I think. So if you buy somebody a warmer, you know Christmas, birthday, whatever, you can
yeah,
buy them wax. So that's always like a continuous gift that you can give. But yeah, we have, like I said, the seasonal stuff. So I've got a Halloween warmer, which is a pumpkin,
yeah,
and I've got quite a lot of Christmas warmers. I'm not going to lie. So
mm,
they're stored with all my Christmas decorations. So they come out. So if you've got somebody who is a Christmas lover, then yeah, you can buy them a Christmas warmer as well as a present along the year.
perfect. Okay, well, that's given. I'm sure lots of people listening, people are always looking for inspiration for something different. So if they've not come across Scentsy before, I'm sure this is your chance to explore it. We'll pop all of your links and everything in the show notes so people can go and have a little look. Yeah, but how about your own gifting? What kind of occasions do you buy gifts for? Are you a big gift giver?
I'm one of them. Of I obviously for like birthdays, that's a given, and Christmas. But like for example, me and my hubby we don't really do Valentine's Day. I quite like giving and receiving gifts randomly. I
Yeah.
think I sometimes think um like if I see something like my daughter's she's her birthday next month, but if I saw something back in December, I'd probably buy it for her and then give it to her, not save it for a birthday. Do you know what I mean? I quite like it if I see something that I think someone will love.
Mm,
I like to just give it kind of randomly, I think.
yeah. Yeah. I know people have called it unbirthday. I think I've heard people
Yeah,
refer
merry
it to that, and
birthday.
they send.
Yeah,
I've heard people send somebody gifts and say happy unbirthday, and just yeah,
just
well, why
because.
not? This is yeah. Sometimes nice just to say I thought I saw this, I thought of you, and just especially if your birthday and Christmas are close together, it's quite
Yes,
nice to spread things out, isn't it?
absolutely. Yeah.
And do you enjoy the process of choosing gifts? I mean, it sounds like you're more likely to spot something and just think, yeah, that would make a good gift. Or do you like when it comes to Christmas or something like that? Do you?
I struggle when I'm on the spot, you know. I
Okay.
do. I
Yeah.
do. I'm better when I've seen something, or like my daughter's getting good now. I say getting good, but she gives me like a list of
Yeah.
things once, and it's like, oh, that helps me. I don't like buying something for the sake of buying something. You know, I don't. I'd rather get something for somebody that I know that they'll really like and they'll love. And sometimes even if it's something really practical, but it's like, I know you're going to like this. I know you've been talking about getting one of these, so I've got you one. So yeah, it's I do struggle when I've got a deadline sometimes for something, and I don't quite know what to get. I do sometimes struggle then.
Yeah, okay. So do you have like your sort of go-to places that you think, well, if you're in a fix like that where I've got to do it, I've got to get it done. Do you have like a list of go-to places that you go, right, I'll default to this place?
I do gift the gift of Scentsy a lot, to be
Yeah.
fair. Um,
Well, why wouldn't you?
Exactly. I mean, my daughter, we do buddies as well, so like big cuddly toys. So she's obsessed with axolotls, and we got her one of them. So yeah, but like Toby, he's quite tricky to buy for. He loves smells, but he's not that fussed about picking a smell or even the buddies that much really. Yeah, I've got to be honest, I know being in network marketing, I know a lot of people from other companies and stuff. So I do try and spread it around. If so, Tropic, for example, my mother-in-law, my mum really like Tropic. So, you know, I'll get some bits and stuff from there. I like to shop local where I can. Obviously, being a small business myself, you know, it's that whole everybody does a fist pump, don't they? When you get a sale when you're a small business.
Totally. Yeah.
Yes, prefer doing that if I can. Otherwise, yeah, it's sometimes just down to the local retail park and see what I can find if I have to.
Yeah, I definitely resonate with that, and we've talked about it quite a few times on the podcast about, yeah, supporting small businesses. And actually, small businesses have got a great opportunity because to get people out of a gifting fix, if you kind of remind people that you're there to do that last minute bit of shopping, often you can get really quick, speedy service and personal service from choosing a small business or another network marketer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely do the same myself. My background before this business was network marketing, and yeah, definitely
yeah.
will support my friends in business wherever I can, and then got really different, unique gifts as well by doing that. So
Yeah, and that's nice as well, isn't it? When you can think, "Oh, I've got you something, yeah, that even no one else has, or it's not quite made like this, or
yeah,
something handmade." Yeah, definitely.
yeah, okay. And how about when it comes to actually wrapping gifts? I know we said before we started recording, we're like, "Oh, I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not the biggest fan of wrapping. Am I going to be okay here?" And I'm like, "Yes, absolutely." So
Yeah,
tell us more about it.
yeah. The conversation was, "How honest do you want me to be today?" So yeah, we'll be honest. I really don't like wrapping. I'm going to be honest. It's funny because when I get a present, I love it if it's wrapped. I love being able to unwrap it, but I think I don't have a lot of confidence with wrapping. I always think my wrapping looks rubbish. I think it looks really like unneat, and I focus on this is yeah, probably one of my traits, but I focus on the bits that like I don't like about it rather than the fact of like you put love into that, Amy. Like
Yes,
it's
exactly.
with love. But I with Scentsy I do advent calendars, and it's 24, well, depending on which one you get, but usually 24 items of Scentsy per customer. So last year I used tissue paper because I thought it can still be recycled, and if it's not perfect, you can't really tell. But it still looks nice. So yeah, but we tend to actually recycle a lot of the gift bags that we get. My mum actually said the other day, I've taken a couple of gift bags from upstairs. They'll be returned to you next month when it's Alice's birthday. And then it'll probably happen because my birthday's in May. So they'll get recycled then. Yeah, I'm probably more of a gift bag person as opposed to a wrapper.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, and it's a great way of being greener as well because you're repurposing and reusing.
Exactly. Yes.
And so there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I'm all about helping people to wrap with ease. This is not about just making, extra work for yourself for the sake of it. So yeah, I've got some free tutorials which show you how easy it is to just do a few things to wrap awkward shapes and things like that. And
Yeah, I struggle with squares.
yeah, I
So
know.
on that. Absolutely, I will watch that for sure.
Yeah, because I think actually, do you know what? People often think that a box is an easy shape to wrap, but there are so many pitfalls, one of which is using too much paper. So if trimming your paper first is my top tip. Don't try and fold in all the excess paper and then you end up with, a box that doesn't look neat. So yeah, I've definitely got something that could help you with that. So it's yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with reusing and repurposing things. Like you say, using tissue paper, especially when you've got lots to wrap, is a quick way of wrapping, lots of different items. I mean, how many advent calendars do you sort of have to wrap? That's a lot of gifts.
Last year I did 9.
Okay, that is a lot.
So
Yeah.
9 times 24. My maths
Yeah.
isn't great, but
Yeah.
yeah, over
Over
200
200. Yeah.
little items. Yes, it was. But you'll laugh though, but like Christmas comes in October here. So my office is the conservatory in the back. So in the summer, obviously, I can't hold any wax in here because I did have a bar melt all over the sofa. So I've moved all my wax out. So in the winter, but because I have to have the advents obviously out by the very like mid-November, I like to get them out. And it can take me weeks, obviously, with parenting and working and all the rest. So sometimes I actually start melting Christmassy type scents at the end of September, the beginning of October. And hubby's like, "What is this smell? It's not Christmas yet." And I'm like, "No, but I'm advent making, so I'm having to get in the Christmas spirit early."
Yeah. Also, do you have your kind of rituals for when you're wrapping your Christmas gifts? You have your So this is really interesting because we've had people talk about music or movies. I don't think anybody's talked about having the Christmas scents on.
Scents.
So yeah,
Oh,
tell us
yeah.
about those.
Yeah, well, I could talk all day about the Christmassy scent. So, yes, well, your sense of smell is one of your strongest ways to evoke memories. So, obviously, a lot of people have different smells, don't they, that they resonate with Christmas. So it might be like a
Mhm.
Christmas tree. I quite like a piney smell, but then other people I know think that it smells like bathroom cleaner. So it's funny how different smells do resonate, but we always have one for Christmas Day, and that's called cranberry and tinsel. And it's like walking into a garden centre at Christmas. It's got that kind of smell.
Yeah.
But I've gotten into more like the fruity, spicy ones, like sparkling spice citrus. So and we tend to save some for Christmas. But yeah, when I'm doing my advents earlier on in the year, I definitely go to my more fruity, spicy ones. So it's not quite Christmas, but gets me in the mood while I'm doing the wrapping. I do have Christmas music on though. I don't get my husband doesn't like that when I have that on too early, but I feel like I need to get in the spirit a bit when I'm doing them earlier, earlier before Christmas type of thing.
Definitely. Oh, you're going to like an episode that's coming up, which is all about Christmas, actually. Yeah,
Yes.
you're definitely gonna like that one. Yeah. So you do a lot of wrapping for your business around Christmas, but do you
Mm.
sell gifts or offer wrapping for anything any other times of year with your business?
I used to offer wrapping for Christmas presents, but like I say, my confidence isn't quite there with it. And I was conscious of giving presents that didn't look professional, if that makes sense. So no, I have stopped doing that this time. A lot of the sometimes the packaging I'll use, and like I might use like a paper colourful paper bag or something like that. So if I've done mystery bags or something like that, I tend to use paper over plastic in terms of wrapping for that. But I have found like the cellophane wrappers. No, I don't like cellophane, so plastic. But I have some,
Mm.
with a tie on them. The stack of wax bars in that can look quite pretty.
Yeah.
So again, it was my business has grown a lot in the past year. So it was also looking at, am I best serving my customers by offering wrapping that isn't necessarily to my standards, or can I do something that's possibly a bit quicker and I can help more people? So I've kind of gone down that route.
Absolutely. And it is that balance when it's your business. It's the balance between making things look good, helping your customer, and, making it so that it's efficient. You don't want to be offering something that's going to really eat into your time because that is also, your profit as well. Your own
Yeah,
it's really
exactly.
important to think about. So
Yeah.
definitely that it makes sense that you've like reflected on that and changed the way you're doing things.
Sometimes like just a ribbon, like I'll use like just a ribbon round a warmer box. So rather than wrapping the box, I put a bow round it and
Yeah.
tie it and then put the bar in. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've come up with a lot of different ways of presenting. And to be fair, we talk about gifting all year round, which we do, but October and November are like silly season for Scentsy. So again, if I'm spending time wrapping presents and stuff there, it's already a very busy period anyway, without kind of, like you say, adding something extra to it. I like efficiency, that's a good word.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you've come up with a good solution. Definitely, definitely. So, when it comes to unwrapping gifts yourself, and you mentioned earlier that you love unwrapping gifts that somebody else has wrapped for you. Have you got any memories that particularly stand out? A special gift that someone's given to you, or something you've given to someone else?
Yeah, actually, I think a couple of Christmases ago, so my mum's really into knitting, and she'd knitted my daughter a rainbow hoodie. And I absolutely loved it. I was like, oh, if I could have a grown up one of these, this would be brilliant. So you can see what's coming next. One Christmas, it was probably just after the lockdown period, so we could actually have people here. And my mum, bless her, pretty much spent the whole year knitting me the adult version of my daughter's hoodie. And yeah, I think opening that, and she's got a picture of my face after opening that, and just remember opening it, seeing the pattern, and be like the big excitement. So I'll always remember that. But funny memory, I guess, is as well as my son of a gift we gave. So we actually bought the kids like a fire tablet thing each for Christmas in the Black Friday sale. But my son had been like, whenever he'd asked him what he wanted for Christmas, it was always a torch, like quite a random thing, but he wanted a torch. So our elves, we have those elves who stay, but they stay till Christmas Day, our elves, and they had the tablets. So Alice was really excited, and like when she saw them, and Toby like looked at it, looked at me and went, but I wanted a torch. Okay, is that didn't quite go to plan, that one. So I had to strategically find where the torch was and make sure he had that first. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's again learning life of different needs and things like that you wouldn't necessarily think of. So yeah, that was quite a funny time, really, that one.
Definitely. I think it is. And we've got something, I've got a guest coming up who's going to be talking more about different needs when it comes to planning, buying gifts and opening them, and just thinking about that a bit more. Like,
Mm,
yeah, you don't know, you're just learning along the way, aren't you? What's going to work for your son and what isn't. And I think
exactly.
that's really important to share. Thank you. I think you're doing yourself a disservice before we started recording, because you're really into gifting and doing it in your way. This
Yeah.
this podcast is not about wrapping perfectly. This is just about, why we love gifting, why we love receiving gifts, and you've really shared so many different perspectives on it. So thank you. Thank you. So yeah, where can people come and find you if they want to find out more about Scentsy and what you're doing?
So I have a Facebook page, which is sort of my public platform. I do post on there, but my Facebook group is where a lot of my offers and where I'm probably most active. So that's it's Sense by Amy Hudson. I think it's VIP group. Very imaginative at the end there, but yeah, it's the group. I have a website as well, and I also have an active sort of WhatsApp group as well, because I know sometimes Facebook and other forms of social media don't always share everything to everybody, do they? So yeah, I've got a couple of different ways you can get in touch with me.
Brilliant. And tell us, just also, you mentioned at the beginning you have a networking group um, that you do as well. So can you share a bit about that? Because people
Yeah,
might be able to come to that.
yeah. So obviously I'm based up in North Wales, so I cover Flintshire and Wrexham. So we've got 3 meetings, and it's for, like I say, women who are in business or looking to even start a business and just want to be around sort of like-minded ladies. So I have one evening meeting a month, and then 2 meetings on a Wednesday morning in different locations as well. So I've literally just been to one this morning. Just run one this morning. Yeah. So it's lovely. It's not necessarily like super hardcore business networking. Don't get me wrong, I've had business from it, obviously, but it's more kind of supporting each other and helping each other if we've got a problem, or like different ideas of try this or try that, and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's a really supportive, lovely group of women. I feel very privileged to kind of hold the space for them in that sense as well.
Thank you. Well, we'll put details of, is it called the Sisterhood?
The sisterhood, yeah. So it's there's a few of us franchisees across the land. So yeah, I'm the first one in Wales, and then one of my fellow sisters who I actually introduced, she's got Chester as well. So we've got a couple across the country.
Fantastic. We'll put all of the details of what you just talked about in the show notes, so you can go and check out what Amy's doing and give her a follow. It's been absolutely amazing to chat with you. Sorry, I'm always surprised about how different the conversations I have about gifting can be, and it's been absolutely fab to speak to you today. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to the Greener Gifting Gang podcast. For free resources, head to giftwrappedbyeve.com/freebies and follow Eve on socials at giftwrappedbyeve on Instagram and Facebook.